My dear students, let's continue with another topic of chapter 1, that is some basics concept of chemistry. Here we have percentage composition. So first we should know what do you mean by percentage composition. So like whenever we are talking about any of the compound, this compound is made up of combination of different element in different numbers. So here to get the percentage of each element present in the compound or in the constituent of a compound, we are calculating this one, that is called to be as percentage composition. And here to calculate the percentage of each element in a compound, we are having a formula, that is mass of the element in the compound multiply 100, because we are talking about percentage, divided by molar mass of the compound. So here it can be calculated by taking example. Here we are having example also. Before that, let's define percentage composition as the percentage of any element or constituent in a compound is the number of parts by mass of that element or constituent percent in 100 parts by mass. Like that we can define percentage composition, and it can be represented as mass percentage of an element is equal to mass of that element in the compound multiply 100 upon molar mass of the compound. To calculate this, like if we need to calculate, if we are having a compound as water, what is the formula of water? That is H2O. Here we are having two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen. So to calculate the percentage of each element, first we have to take the molar mass of a compound. Like molar mass of water is 18 gram. Here we have taken 18.02 because mostly we will avoid whatever the small amount is present, but here it is not avoided, but directly you can write 18 gram for the molar mass of water. In water we have combination of two elements, that is hydrogen and oxygen. So first, to get the percentage of hydrogen in water, we have to know the mass of hydrogen. Mass of hydrogen is 1, but 2 atom of hydrogen is present. That's why here we have to multiply 2 with 1, that is 2 into 1 divided by 18, because 18 is the molar mass of water into 100. Then here we will get 11.18. Second, we are having oxygen in water. Only one oxygen atom is present in water. That's why mass of one oxygen is 16. 16 divided by the molar mass of the compound, that is 18 into 100. Then here after calculating we got 88.79. It means that in water 11.18 gram of hydrogen is present, or percentage of hydrogen is present, and the percentage of oxygen in water is 88.79. So by this way we can calculate the percentage of each element present in any of the compound. Okay, let us take one more example, that what is the percentage of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen in ethanol. So first we have to know what is the formula of ethanol, that is C2H5OH. Then we have to calculate the molar mass of ethanol, so that is 46.068. Here you can directly take only 46 gram. So again we need to calculate the percentage of each element. First we will be calculating for carbon. So mass of carbon is what? Mass of carbon is 12, but because here we are having two atoms of carbon, that's why we need to multiply 12 with 2, that is 24. So this 24 is to be divided by the mass of the compound, that is 46.068 into 100, that is equal to 52.14 percentage. Now we need to calculate the percentage of hydrogen in ethanol. So mass of hydrogen is 1, but here we have 6 hydrogen atoms present in ethanol. That's why we have to multiply this 1.008, or directly you can multiply 1 into 6, that is 6 with divided by molar mass of ethanol, that is 46.068 into 100, then we will get 13.13 percentage. Next we are having oxygen, that is mass percentage of oxygen can be calculated. So here the number of oxygen which is present in ethanol is only 1. That's why we are taking only 16. That is 16 multiplied 1 is equal to 16, which is divided by molar mass of ethanol, that is 46.068 into 100. Then here we will get 34.73%. Okay, so these three elements are present in different percentage. Like carbon is present as 52.14%, hydrogen as 13.13%, and oxygen as 34.73%. And when we are adding these all three, we will get 100% of ethanol. So by this mean we can calculate the percentage of each element in a compound, which is called to be as percentage composition. So after that, here after this topic, here we have one more thing that is called to be as empirical formula for molecular mass, which is also similar to that of percentage composition. Let's define the empirical formula first, then I will tell you how to calculate the empirical formula and the molecular formula. First, empirical formula, it is the simplest whole number ratio of various atoms present in a compound. Like here we can take example, if we are having glucose. What is the formula of glucose? That is C6H12O6. It means 6 carbon, 12 hydrogen and 6 oxygens are present. Whenever we are taking the simplest form of this one, that is 6, 12 and 6, we will get 1:2:1. So this comes as the whole number ratio, that is 1:2:1. So this is called as the empirical formula. Okay, so here we have certain methods to get the empirical formula. So for the calculation of empirical formula, these are some steps that we have to follow. First I will tell you the steps, then I will show you how to calculate the empirical formula for any of the ratios, whatever the ratio is given in the question. Okay, see, first, conversion of mass percent to gram. First you have to convert the mass percentage which is given into gram. How to convert it, that I will tell you. Second thing, convert into number of moles of each element. Okay, secondly you have to convert this into the number of moles. Third, divide the mole value obtained above by the smallest number. Fourth, write empirical formula by mentioning the number after writing the symbol of the respective elements, and then you have to write the molecular formula. See how to calculate. For calculating, here I am having one example. See what is given in the question. A substance on analysis gave the following percentage composition. Like sodium is present as 43.4%, carbon is present as 11.3%, and oxygen is present as 45.3%. So here we have to calculate its empirical formula, where the molar mass of sodium is 23, molar mass of carbon is 12, and oxygen is 16. So first you have to make a table like that. In the first column you have to write the name of the element, that is sodium, and then we have carbon, then we have oxygen. Percentage is already given in the question. What are the percentage of sodium? That is 43.4% of sodium is present, 11.3% of carbon is present. For oxygen we have 45.3%. Now you have to write the atomic mass of these elements. So atomic mass of sodium is 23, atomic mass of carbon is 12, and atomic mass of oxygen is 16. Okay, this is the third column. In the fourth column we have to write the number of moles. Then how to calculate the number of moles? To get the number of moles for each element, you have to divide the percentage with the atomic mass. Okay, so first we are dividing the percentage of sodium with the atomic mass of sodium, that is 43.4 upon 23. Then here after calculating we got 1.88 number of moles. For carbon we are dividing 11.3 by 100, then here we got 0.94 number of moles. For oxygen we are dividing 45.3 with 16, then here we got 2.83 number of moles. So by this mean we are getting number of moles. After getting the number of moles, in the fifth column what we have to do, Here we have to take out the simple ratio. And how do we get the simple ratio? To get the simple ratio, we have to take the number which is the smaller one. So here out of these all three, we have the smallest number, that is 0.94. So we have to divide all the number with the smallest number. Okay, so 0.94 is the smallest number, so all these three numbers divided by 0.94. So first, that is 1.88 is divided by 0.94, again 0.94 is divided by itself, that is 0.94, and in the third one 2.83 is divided by 0.94 because it is the lowest number. So on calculating, for the first one we are getting 2, for the second we got 1, and for the third we got 3. Okay, so this is the simple whole number ratio. Okay, so with the help of this simple whole number ratio, we are going to generate empirical formula. How to generate empirical formula? So what is the symbol of sodium? Symbol of sodium is Na, symbol of carbon is C, and symbol of oxygen is O. So for the sodium we have whole number ratio as 2. That's why here we have to write Na2. Carbon C 1 is given there. That's why there is not no need to write 1. Simply you can write C. And for oxygen 3 is given. That's why you have to write 3 with oxygen. So finally we got the empirical formula, that is Na2CO3, and here the name of the compound is sodium carbonate. Getting my point, students? This is very easy. You people have to try it by your own. If you are having refresher book, then many type of examples are given in that book. Kindly please go through those questions because it is very important question, and this may be asked in your exam. Here I am going to give one more example. C 2.746 gram of compound gave on analysis 1.94 gram of silver, 0.268 gram of sulfur, and 0.538 gram of oxygen. Here it is given in the gram, not in the percentage. Okay, so find the empirical formula of the compound where the atomic mass of silver is 108, atomic mass of sulfur is 32, and atomic mass of oxygen, which is given, that is 16. Again, you have to make a column. In the first column, you have to write the name of the element. First we have silver, then sulfur, and then oxygen. What are the amount which is given? That is percentage. It is given as 1.94 gram. Second, that is 0.268 for sulfur. For oxygen we have 0.538 gram. In the third column you have to write the atomic mass of each element. Atomic mass of silver is 108, atomic mass of sulfur is 32, and atomic mass of oxygen is 16. Now here number of gram atom is given. That's why here again you have to divide the gram with atomic mass. Then here you will get the number of moles, that is 1.94 is divided by 108, then here you got 0.0179. For sulfur you have to divide 0.268 with 32, then here you get 8.375 into 10 to the power minus 3. For oxygen we have 0.38 divided by 16, then we have 0.0336. Okay, again to get the simple whole number ratio, here we have to divide all the number with the number which is the lowest number. So here the lowest number is what? It is 8.375 into 10 to the power minus 3. It is the lowest number in all the three. So we have to divide all the three number with 8.375. So on dividing, for the first one we got 2.12, for second we got 1, for third we got 4.01. Calculation you people have to do by your own without using calculator. So try to calculate this by your own to become more faster, because it will take time, and if you are taking more than 5 to 10 minutes in one question, then it will be very difficult to you to solve the numerical, because most of the chapter is based on the numericals only. Okay, so here what are the simple ratio that we got? For the first we have 2.12. 0.12 can be avoided, we can simply write it is as 2. For the second one we are having 1, and for the third one we are having 4. So here what will be the empirical formula? For Ag we have 2, for sulfur we have 1, and for oxygen we have 4. So that's why it could be written as Ag2SO4, that is silver sulfate. Okay students, so these are all about the empirical formula. Now here we also have the limitation of empirical formula. That empirical formula is also called as the simplest formula. This empirical formula does not tell about the actual number of atoms in a molecule of a compound. This is the biggest limitation of empirical formula. Now after empirical formula we have stoichiometry coefficient. What do you mean by stoichiometry coefficient? So whenever we are writing any of the reaction, any of the chemical reaction, whenever we are writing, so here to represent or for writing any empirical or a reaction, we are putting some number before the element. Here like we can take example I have not taken. See, if we are writing N2 plus H2 gives out NH3. So according to the law of conservation of mass, we know that whatever the amount of reactant we have taken, same amount of product should form, because according to the law of conservation of mass, it is said that the amount of reactant should be equal to the amount of product, because energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. So to make it equal, we need to balance the equation. Whatever the number we are putting for balancing the equation is called to be as coefficient. Okay, so that's why it is called to be as stoichiometry coefficient. So here to get the stoichiometry coefficient, with the help of this stoichiometry coefficient, we are also able to get the number or percentage of substance which are going to form by combining any of the element. So here we have the calculation based on the stoichiometry coefficient. So this calculation is based on three different type of relation, that is mass relationship, second we have mass volume relationship, and third we are having volume relationship. So in the next class I will explain you how to calculate the formula or the amount of substance which are going to form with the help of this stoichiometry of chemical reaction or stoichiometry coefficient calculation. For today we have this much only students. Thank you for hearing me. If you will be getting any doubt, then please contact me, or you can call me directly, you can message me. Okay, thank you so much.